And this is our DFY Live Masterclass. So obviously, I've invited everyone tonight. There's not going to be any replays unless you have the DFY Live Masterclass. And I will tell you what this is about. And there are a couple of layers to this. And part of this I will actually make available as a replay. And it'll only be the first part, the part where we actually get into what we're going to be discussing, obviously, will not be made available. What's the series about? What's Expertise Monetization Playbook about? The series really covers the entire System.io platform. And it's really designed for primarily for anybody in the PLR show community, but our ultimate insiders in particular, to have a way to monetize, an area where they're teaching people how to build their online business. And so you could use this if you wanted to use System as your platform, but mainly I'm making this so that you will be able to help your customers as an affiliate. So you'll probably see a lot of affiliates available that are out there, a lot of people who are doing training, but very few will have very, I would say, robust training. And so we're making this available to you so that you will be able to, not only help your customers and your prospects, but just to kind of help people. So that again, I mean, there's an end to this, right? It's not just to help people. It's so that people will continue to come back to you to pay you a recurring commission. And so if you bring people into a member area, if they buy through your affiliate link, then you'll have a way to keep them and to keep them, I'd say, engaged in using the platform. And you don't have to be an expert in using the platform. Really, all you really got to do is get them into a member area and just let our videos play for them. So it's not, this is not something that you have to, you're going to have to do the work and trying to understand. And especially if you don't want to really use the platform. And for those of you who don't want to use the platform, I really encourage you to use this series as a way of being able to entertain, a way of being able to engage your customers and to help them, and then really just to keep them paying you recurring commissions. That's the emphasis of this course. We do have a flagship course that was called Sales Funnel Playbook 2.0. And those were the introduction. So that's where I covered the entire platform. So if you don't have those videos, even though they're not expertise monetization, you still want to have that. You still want to have that series, especially if you want to teach people what the platform is about and everything they can do with it. And so there are two sets of videos. You want to make sure you get both sets, both the basic and advanced version, and then use them in your member area and use them as part of your education for people who are learning how to use the platform. And then there's also what we just did, Expertise Monetization Playbook Chat Volume 1. And that's basic monetization. So that's not just how to use the platform, it's how to monetize with the platform. That's what this series is. So Volume 1 was basic monetization. We're doing Volume 2 now, which is going to be content. How do you monetize with content? So I do want to just make sure that I mention there's one course that we did that's part of Volume 1 that we're not making available outside of that volume. So if you don't have our PLR set up with System.io, the only way you can get it is it's as an upgrade. It's an upgrade as part of Volume 1. So if you have Volume 1, you should be able to go into Volume 1 and you should be able to get the upgrade in there. If you haven't yet gotten Volume 1, if you get Volume 1, you'll also be able to get as an upgrade PLR set up with System.io, and you'll want to make sure that you get that also. Right now, what we're doing tonight is part of System.io monetization with content. And if you don't have that, you can still pick that up at the plrshow.com/EMPB Volume 2, or you can just get it at plrshow.com/new. Either one of those, you will be able to pick up System.io monetization with content. And that's what we're really covering tonight. We're going to focus on that. So this is Volume 2. And again, when we do this particular live workshop, we're doing this on your behalf. And obviously, you're going to take this. Some people are going to let my voice play. and you're going to let me talk for you. Or you might want to take the set of slides I'm about to give you, and you might want to use it as if it was your live presentation or your Facebook Live, or however you want to use it. Right? You don't have to use my recording. You can just use these slides as your way of being able to teach, and you want to teach with an emphasis, right? You want to teach to make sure that people then want the platform, or people who don't have an internet marketing platform. Most people don't, and most people kind of cobble it together. And I'm not saying it's a perfect platform, and I'm not a fanboy, just so that you'll know. What I am saying to you is that for some of your customers, for some of the people in your audience, they will opt for this because it's easy for them to use. Everything is all in one. Now, in general, right, I am on record as saying all in one platforms are not necessarily all that great. That being said, some of your customers will never get started online. They are never going to get started. They are never going to go through all that complication. They're not going to go get lead pages. They're not going to go get some app that got on Warrior Plus or anything like that. They're not going to get all those things and cobble them together. All right. For those of us who've been in the business for a little while, if you've been hanging around Warrior Plus and you've been kind of, putting all these things together, the general population doesn't want to do that. And so if you have them in your audience, what you're going to find is that they're going to find this platform easy. They don't have to stay with it forever. And if you're going to be their coach, you might want to move them on to a different platform later in your relationship with them. But for some of the people that you are teaching, they will be able to get started online. You can make online marketing believable for them if you can just solve this issue. This was the number one issue for me to solve when I first got started. How am I going to create sales pages? How am I going to deliver the product? Do I have a place where I can recruit affiliates? And so if you can solve all those things and you can teach them to your customer, and that's what this series is going to do, you're not even going to have to do the teaching. I'm going to give you tutorial videos with every volume. I'm going to give you, in some cases, I'll give you an advanced set. This case, there was no advanced set. And every one, I'm also going to give you a DFY Live Masterclass so that you can teach the process. So you can teach the logic and the concept. And that is really what this series is all about. So you want to make sure that you're getting all of the volumes in addition to all of the videos that I did in our System.io introduction, which was Sales Funnel Playbook 2.0. All right, they all fit together. All of them work together in order to help you to sell as an affiliate and to be a credible online marketing coach. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get started with what we're going to be doing tonight. And so again, now if you have questions, you can leave them there for the end, and I will get to them. And my goal is typically for these not to last longer than 30 minutes. And I think that tends to be about the attention span you're going to need in order to make the sale. And this is really designed to do two things. And if you have followed my work any length of time, you know that I am a believer in education as a way of making a sale. Education as a way of building trust. Education as a way of telling people that you understand their reservations. You're going to leave the decision making to them to some degree. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's talk about the important factors of implementing System.io, the business applications in particular. And the first thing that we do want to talk about is going to be transactional email. And that might sound like a weird place to start, but with every system you're using, if people are getting emails on a regular basis when they sign up for a course or they become part of your list or they get something from you, one of the most important aspects of that is that you get them some kind of email. And the transactional email is going to be important because people look for receipts. If people are operating online, they want to be able to go and get something. They want to be able to store that or archive that. In many cases, they're looking for it for tax purposes. They want to be able